You've studied for months, you've taken the test, and now comes the hardest part, waiting in that quiet room for your results to arrive. The grading system starts simply enough. You earn 1 or 2 points for every correct answer, and you lose a fraction of a point for any incorrect multiple-choice guesses. Pooja tallies her responses and lands on a 65 out of 100. It's a solid performance, and she feels a rush of relief knowing her hard work paid off. But then she talks to her friend Rahul. He took the exact same subject, but he was placed in the afternoon session. He also scored exactly 65 raw marks. Comparing those two scores directly doesn't work. Pooja's morning exam was brutally difficult, while Rahul's afternoon paper was much easier to solve. In an exam with only one session, everyone answers the same questions, so your raw marks act as your final score. But when an exam is so large that students have to be split into morning and afternoon shifts, test creators have a problem. 2 distinct sets of questions will never be perfectly equal in difficulty. Someone is going to get a harder paper. To fix this, the system uses an adjustment called normalization, a fairness filter. It compares the morning and afternoon averages to see which group had a tougher time. The morning average was lower, so the filter raises Pooja's 65 to an official 68. Rahul's afternoon average was higher, so the filter adjusts his score down to 63. These new normalized marks remove the luck of the draw entirely. Every candidate is standing on level ground, evaluated solely on their actual skill. With everyone's marks properly adjusted, the system simply lines all 100,000 candidates up from the highest score to the lowest. Your place in that line is your rank. But if universities and employers already know your rank, why do they also require a completely different number called a gate score, which is graded out of 1,000? Rank only tells you who beat whom in one specific year. The 1,000-point scale is a standardized ruler. It lets institutions compare a computer science student from this year against a mechanical engineering student from 3 years ago. It calculates this by taking the minimum passing grade and comparing it to the average performance of the 10 absolute smartest candidates in the entire country. The formula measures exactly how far your marks sit between that baseline and that elite top tier. Pooja's 68 marks placed her very close to those highest performers, stretching her score out to a competitive 720. Institutions rely on the gate score because it provides a fixed value of your achievement. It shows exactly how close you came to the top performers, regardless of which year you sat for the exam. This official scorecard shows exactly how these separate numbers are presented to you at the end of the year. Notice the distinct boxes for marks out of 100, the gate score, and the All India rank. Looking at these final numbers, Pooja can trust that her result is a true reflection of her capability. The bad luck of getting a tough morning test did not hold her back. To recap, everything starts with your raw marks, points earned from correct answers minus penalties. For multiple shifts, these pass through normalization to balance difficulty, yielding true normalized marks. This determines your rank, which finally converts into your gate score out of 1,000. While the math behind the scenes might seem like a complex maze, every step of this process exists for one simple reason: to ensure your hard work gets exactly the credit it deserves.